The Selfish Path to Romance. Download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com and at amazon.com.
And right now I want to welcome Jan to the phone. Jan, your son and his girlfriend need some help?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, they've had some domestic issues going on between them, and it just seems like it's escalating a lot worse than that. And her parents were both drug addicts and that.
Okay.
So she is just like really strongly against drugs and that.
Yeah.
But my son, kind of experiments with like Oxycontin and like pain pills and things like that. And she just, whether or not he's doing them or not, she always thinks that he is. And then she's always thinking that he's messing around with these girls at work, and she just really
trust issues.
Right, big trust issues. And then it's like every day, because she says she can't control herself.
Yeah.
And she says that, every day she's questioning him whether or not he's doing anything wrong or not. She's always drilling him. And then she keeps on so bad that she, goes beyond her, his limit, and then it ends up into a punching match.
Okay, who punches who?
Well, basically, they kind of punch each other.
Okay, who does the first punch?
I saw a fight between them the other day where she was the one that was hitting on him.
Okay, she initiated it. Okay, so you can see that the violence will escalate. You can start with verbal attacks, and then it gets worse and worse. But here's the big question I have. You're the mom. How are you involved in this? Are they living with you?
No, they're not.
Okay, but you were witness to one.
Yeah.
And how can I help you as a mom? What help are you looking for?
Well, basically just, hopefully trying to find, because they don't have insurance right now, so I'm been trying to find some place where they can both go and get hopefully some free counseling and just, go from there basically, because like I said, and my concern is they have 3 young children, and their children, of course, are crying and carrying on when all this is going
this is
on.
beyond. Let me jump in here. If they did not have 3 young children, are they the children they've had together?
The first one's not, but the other 2 are.
So they have 2 together, and one from your son, or one from the girlfriend?
The girlfriend.
The girlfriend. And your son is how old?
He's 27.
27. She's how old? Ballpark.
24, 25.
24. Okay, so they're in their 20s.
Right.
What I'm hearing is alarming for the children's sake. I mean, it's alarming for them too. They're adults and they can seek the help, but for the children, it really bothers me. And if I'm grandma looking on at my 3 kids, I am at wit's end. What do I do? And on one hand, it seems like I'm powerless. On the other hand,
hey, I got to interrupt this because we've got to pay some bills. 30 seconds, that's it. A very quick ad, and then Ellen will be back.
Romance. Ugh, I wish guys knew more about what we want from a relationship. Boy, I wish I knew more about what I want. Where's that ad I saw? Here it is. The Selfish Path to Romance. A serious romance guidebook. Download Chapter 1 for free at selfishromance.com and buy it at amazon.com. The Selfish Path to Romance. That is interesting.
And on one hand, it seems like I'm powerless. On the other hand, I want them to get help. Would they be willing to go into therapy ASAP? As soon as possible?
They said that they are. My son is not quite as willing. He wants to go into group therapy, and she says that she thinks the reason he wants to go to group therapy is so that he can kind of get the pat on the back, basically, from all the other people. and listen to their stories.
Okay, so it's just
I'm
the
not
victim.
as bad as they
Right.
are.
Okay, here's the question. I don't know why she chose him, why she's staying with him if she wants a life free of drugs. So I don't know whether in their case, and I would need to be immersed
I think she's
in
really obsessed with them is what it is. It's like, I'm scared to be with them, but yet I'm scared to not be with them.
Okay, so if she's just afraid of being on her own, she could certainly go to some woman's protection agency or just try to seek some shelter.
Well, I think the reason she doesn't is, see, he has...
They're afraid of losing the kids, I'm assuming.
Right.
And
well, that and
are
the fact that
Go ahead.
he has warrants in a couple different states, so she...
Warrants?
You know, that's part of the reason why she doesn't turn him in either, because she doesn't want him to go to jail because she seems to think that she can't make it on her own.
Okay, so this is...
she could.
You can already hear that you're facing a choice. What do you do? What are your options as Grandma? What are your options as Grandma? You're watching the 3 kids. There's obviously violence. My sense is they don't say to the kids, excuse me, I'm going to punch your mother, or I'm going to punch your dad, and could you please leave the room because we don't want you to see this. My guess is the kids are immersed in this. Normally, if you were seeing a therapist, or if a therapist were dealing with them, Child Protective Services would be in there in a heartbeat. There'd be no question. And then the whole story would come out. If you, as the grandmother, would be willing to take the kids, I mean, that's a huge responsibility.
See, that's something that I had suggested the other day when they were fighting. I said, let me take the kids, and if you guys want to knock each other's brains out, fine, but you don't have to do it in front of the kids.
Right, but you can actually call Child Protective Services. Now, again, you're turning in your son, but man, this guy has so many problems. They're not getting better in the direction he's going. He's just going to use more drugs, and he's going to either end up, typically what happens on the streets or in jail, and he's already got the warrants out. So they're just waiting for the bubble to burst for the... So you have the option of calling Child Protective Services. Will he like it? No. Will you feel very awkward turning in your own son? Yes. Will you also feel some pride? I don't know.
Right.
Will you feel pride that you did the right thing to protect the kids? I don't know what you would feel. I would feel proud as a parent doing that. So it's one of those very difficult choices.
Well, see, I
if you yourself can get therapy, your therapist could help you. Actually, the therapist would then probably call it in. If she... Or you could have family therapy. So that's another option. You could seek therapy. You have insurance?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you could just go for individual therapy, and then the whole story comes out, and you would then get the guidance of professionals to deal with this.
Okay.
And you may not like the answer. If you threaten to turn him in, what did he say to you? We're right at the end of time here.
Well, he keeps telling me, don't threaten me with my kids.
You're not. He's threatening himself with the kids. He's already abusing them. You are protecting the kids. You are doing him a favor by getting the kids some help and bringing this all to a head.
For more Dr. Kenner podcast, go to drkenner.com and please listen to this ad.
Here's an excerpt from The Selfish Path to Romance, the Serious Romance Guidebook by clinical psychologist Dr. Ellen Kenner and co-author Dr. Edwin Locke.
Compatible personalities are crucial to romance. Being compatible does not mean being identical. It means that the partners do not constantly clash, but make each other happy on a daily basis. Nor is it the case that opposites necessarily attract. This may be true of some traits, but not others. An introverted man might enjoy the way an extroverted woman brings him out of his shell, while an extroverted man might feel at peace with a quiet, self-contained woman. On the other hand, many people prefer partners with similar personalities. People who are adventurous, for example, usually prefer partners who are the same.
You can download Chapter 1 for free by going to drkenner.com. And you can buy The Selfish Path to Romance at amazon.com.